And welcome to my 11th tutorial. This tutorial we're going to work with SDL TTF. So while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and download it. We'll need the development libraries. I think it's that one. And let's see if it's the correct one. Yep. Okay. So while you're at that, let's copy it to our libs folder. And under SDL, we'll make a new folder and we'll call it SDL TTF. There we go. And I think I left the number, yeah. So, okay, I think that's okay. And let's see, and let's export it. Let's download Kenny fonts as well, which you can find on OpenGameArt. The maker is Kenny. Oops, I didn't want to do that. But he has many fonts like this. So we'll take like Pixel. I think the same one. I think we use this one for the other one. So, once you have both, let's take this one. Or no, let's take a different one. Let's say block for the other one. So let's copy this one. And we'll move it to the media folder and paste it here. Okay. So now that we have that done, let's open our Visual Studio. Here we go. Okay, so we made our SDL font with an interface I font. Let's have a look. Where is it? Let's run it, see if everything still works. Give it a second. There's some warnings I see. Okay, yeah, so this still works. So, SDL sprite font. So, what we'll do is we'll create a new class and we'll call it SDL TTF font. Yeah. TTF it's kind of redundant, isn't it? Doesn't the F stand for font? Anyways, TTF font. And what we'll do is we'll make the class. Okay, so once we have that set, and what we'll do, because this is going to be very similar to our sprite font, is we'll inherit from it. But what I wanted to do was I want to be able to not access this. I don't need this. I do need SDL image, which I inherit from. Wait, in here we put the yes, okay, which is protected, so I have access to this, but I also want access. Oh, that's fine. So let's just inherit from SDL font. Sprite font. There we go. And we'll make a public sprite font. There we go. Okay. And the only real thing that we're going to need to do is make a load function and a render TTF font and set size. So void, oh yeah, so we'll, no wait, we already have that, right? Font size, if I'm not mistaken. Oh. So let's go to, yeah, so I think we already have it. Let's make sure. No, I didn't want to do that. So, yep, we have M size. Okay, so we'll make a function for render TTF or render font. There we go. Oh, we don't need a body because we'll do that somewhere else. And we'll need our default, our loading function, so void load, and we'll need a list or a string, of course. Do I still have it? Yeah. So let's just do TTF font. Something like this. Okay. And I'll do a function called void set size. We can give it a, no, let's do it like this. I want to do some other things as well. Something like that. So let's give them bodies as well. Okay. Yeah, let's copy this one here. So here we'll do all our rendering. Okay, so let's load in our TTF files, header files. So we'll need to go and do, what is it again? Properties manager. And in our SDL debug, let's open it. And here we're going to have to add an entry. Let's copy this one, I guess. Let's make it bigger. Create a new line. Oh. So that would be libs, SDL, TTF. This was include, right? Yeah. Include, done. And then let's copy this. And like that. Okay, apply. Yeah, just to make things easier, what I can just do is copy this part for now, and let's add it here as well. And this will probably be the same. There we go. Apply. And let's, just to make sure, let's go to our libs. And let's see what libs it loads in. So we'll need 3 of them. No, sorry, just 1. We'll need to copy these 3 files though. So in our let's see, where was it? Was it in linker? I forget. Here we go. Linker input. And we'll set this one as well. There we go. And then lastly, but not least, we'll go to build events, post build events, and we'll do an xcopy as well. So in this case, it's the location of this. And this will be, did I copy lib? There we go. Got it. Apply. Okay. Okay. So now that should be set. So let's have a look. Hash include SDL underscore TTF. There we go. Okay, so that's set. Let's build it. Let's see if we get any errors. And let's see here. JPEG, PNG, TTF. Here we go. Oh no, that's not TTF. Did it not do it? It's supposed to be last. Ah, here we go. File not found. Okay. I made a mistake. Let's try again. Of course, I'll need to do that. So if you guys didn't see it before, now you do. Let's retry. There we go. Boom. Okay, so to start off, when we load in our file, we'll also need like a, see, I have here image file name, but let's just, yeah, it's okay, I guess. We can just make a new one. String, and I need like a m underscore file name. It's okay. There we go. That'll be fine. So when we load in, we're going to set, also, yeah, we're going to set m underscore file name equal to this. Okay. And we're going to do size is equal to 12. It's going to be m size actually, right? And then we're going to render font. Now, what I just realized is load is going to be a Boolean value, and render font should also be a Boolean value because it can fail. So it will be something like return like that. Okay, and here this will be m underscore size. It's going to be, I forgot to set size, so this is going to be int size. There we go. And so we'll set the size. We'll then go and call render font. Oh. Okay. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to say m underscore what is it? Characters dot clear. So what could happen when we change the size? The map could be full with characters, and we want to get rid of the old ones. So we're going to set that. Okay. I also want to see. No. This is an image, right? Yeah. Okay. So if I go here, and SDL texture is a pointer. Okay. So the next thing we'll need to do is delete the image. I don't actually do that here, do I? That's bad of me. Let's find out how to do that correctly. It's probably going to be like dispose SDL texture. And this is something else. Let's just look up SDL texture first. Maybe they have sample code. Destroy renderer? No. Don't they have something to destroy it? Was there a function here? Ah, destroy texture. I totally missed it. Yeah, so let's do that. While we're at it, here, and we'll do m underscore texture. Okay, so while we have it, in here, if m underscore texture okay, so if texture, we're going to destroy it. What is this? Is inaccessible. Do I have to inherit of image as well? Textures, yeah, of course. But why am I? Instead of private, can I do? I think maybe. Yes. Okay. Okay. Got it. So we have set that. We're now checking if we have an image, and if we do have an image, we want to destroy it. And now we want to actually load in the image, or load in the TTF font. So it's going to be TTF underscore font. Yep. And let's call it just font equals TTF open or something. What is it? TTF underscore font TTF underscore open, if I'm not mistaken. So to open the font, yeah, so it's just TTF open and then the size. Got it. So it's going to be like this. And we already have the string. So, oops, that's not what I wanted. We need this one, of course. C underscore string, there we go. And size. Okay. I need to learn how to copy. There we go. So if TTF font is set, not set, or we could do, I think there's a get error as well. SDL TTF get error. Yes. Okay. So we're going to print the error, return true. Anything other than 0 is an error. So we checked if font is set. If font is not set, we're going to check for what the error was, and we're going to return. Okay, now we know that. We're going to have to let's see. We're going to have to create a texture and draw to the texture. Now, I'm pretty sure we have to use SDL surface. But so we'll need a color, SDL underscore color. And we're going to set it to just black with an opacity fully, or not black, I guess to white, 0. What is it? 0, 0, 0. That's white, right? Anyways, we want to set it to no color, but opacity of 255. So it's going to be, let's do it differently. This makes more sense. And 255. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have a color. We've loaded in our font. Let's make an SDL surface. SDL underscore surface. We'll need a pointer, of course. We'll call it temp texture. There we go. And we'll draw to the surface. So our surface is going to be texture equals SDL underscore create surface or something like that, right? Or is it create RGB surface? Oh, well, it's already on my list. Okay. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Let's turn off my, there we go, my mouse pad. Okay. So, no flags. width and height. Let's just do the power of 2 texture. Let's do 512 by 512. Depth 32 bits. Mask. Why did I use color then? Can we get mask from color? Not really. So instead of using color like this, let's comment it out for now. Maybe I'll need it later. But uint is what they wanted. And let's call it rmask equals 0x 1 2 1 2 1 2 ff, right? Is this zeros? I did zeros. 1 2. So this is opacity. This would be blue, this would be green, this would be red. Okay. So let's do that for blue then, or green, which is FF, and then this would be 0 0 as well, and then blue. Technically I could do this. And last one. Okay, so this would be R, nope, RG, B, A. Yeah. You know what? I'm doing it from memory, but it's not serving me right. So let's look it up after this, because I'm pretty sure I'm done. But why am I filling in 2455 for RGB? So let's look look up what this function does. Red mask. Yeah, so you have a byte order, so it does matter. I think we have this one. Okay, we can always change it. If we see if it's not opaque, we can change this to something else. Okay, so we have our texture. Okay. By the way, I put this here, but I should actually do if this is no. I should do this. There we go. This makes more sense. That way, if it destroys itself and there's nothing here, there's no problem. I just thought that would be a good idea. So we have our texture now, or our surface now created. We will now need to loop through the characters. So let's look up the ASCII table. ASCII or ASCII. There we go. Okay, our useful characters start at 33 it goes down all the way up until, well, we have large letters and small letters. Let's do both. So it goes up until 26. So if, no, not if, for, let's do int I equals, what is it, 33 we said, right? And length is, I think we said 126. Okay, so now we'll loop through this. Okay, so we'll need to keep track of the location, so int width, no, int x equals 0, int y equals 0. Okay, this is going to be our x and a y. So char so our char is going to be letter equals to, we're going to cast it, and we're going to cast I. There we go. Nope. So that's our letter. And we'll need a SDL rect, I think, for destination. No. We'll need that, but let's just keep a normal rectangle for to put in the map. Something like this. So let's do int width equals 0 and int height equals 0, and we'll do what is it, text size or something? Let's look it up. SDL underscore TTF, just do SDL TTF text size text. Okay, so we can run this size text. Got it. So this will return using our font. So this is m underscore, no, no, it's not m font, of course, it's just font. So we give it a font, and what does it take? Okay, so instead of that, let's do it's like this, right? Nope, there we go. And then we'll give pass in this. Technically, I should do this, and then what is it, /0, I think. This is an escape character, so it knows that the string is ended. Okay, so now we have our width and our height. We're getting somewhere. We're almost there. So, in our rectangle, we can set our width. Actually, you know what? We can do this. It makes more sense. Measure text or letter size. Okay. So now we have that. We can also set our... Oh no, we need to do some checking. So if x plus width, what is it, letter dot width, is bigger than text, what is it, m underscore texture then? No, it's not texture. What did I name it? I gave it the name temp texture. There we go. Width. So if it's bigger than width, what I want to do is I want to set x equals 0 and height yeah, or y plus equals letter height. So we want to go down basically. Okay, so now we know our position, so we can set letter rect dot x equals x and letter rect dot y equals y. Okay, we're almost there, guys. We only need to draw something and then we're done. Okay. I think it's TTF underscore render something. Render text solid. Yes. And what does it take? It takes a font. And it takes the text, which is letter, and it takes color. So we do need color. Which we have here. Although no, of course, not like that. So this returns an SDL surface. There we go, something like that. So we just drew something to a surface, or we created a surface when we rendered it to the text. Okay. So now I have to copy it to our sprite sheet, or font sheet. So it's going to be SDL underscore rectangle. It's just going to be our destination. So it's going to be XY, right? XY with height. Okay, so it's going to be X, Y, or technically I could just do this. Makes better sense. Although both of them would work just fine. But here I already have everything in one. There we go. And we'll need something SDL Blitz, I think it is. Blitz. I just saw it. Blitz surface. What we want to do is copy one to the other. So our source, and then our source rect, which is going to be just all of it. So we can do, what is it, the letter. And just say no. And then this one we can say our destination, which is going to be our temp texture, and our destination is going to be like this. Okay. And then we're going to need to free our surface, this one, which is going to be SDL underscore free surface, yeah, and this one. There we go. Okay, now we've created our letter, but we haven't added it to our map yet. So m underscore letters, I think, or no, characters. And that will be equals letter rect. Okay, so now we have added it to our letter rectangle. We've created everything, and now we need to go from a surface to a texture. And I forget how to do that. Do we do that in image? Let's have a look. Yeah, this is low texture. Let's look it up. SDL surface texture, something like that. Create texture from surface. So we give it a renderer and we give it the surface. Okay. So here at the bottom, once we're done with all the letters, we can do SDL surface from texture, and then we'll do, we'll need to include, of course, the screen. There we go. The SDL screen handler, pointer, get render. And we'll need the surface, which is going to be this one. Okay, so now we've just return the texture. Okay, so m underscore texture equals, which is going to be SDL image, good. And then let's delete the surface, which is the same as here, which is going to be this one. Okay. And let's change the error message, by the way. We'll do failed to load TTF font. There we go. Okay. Let's do it like that. Let's put a breakpoint there just in case. Output. Well, there's no errors. Did we get any warnings? What is this? Warning. Warning. Not all control paths return a value. Ah, okay. Return false. There we go. Okay, let's put a breakpoint here, breakpoint there, everywhere breakpoint. Now let's see what happens. Okay, so let's go to main and let's include the SDL underscore TTF font. Let's yeah. So SDL font 2. Oh, 2. There we go. And we'll have to load it in, of course. And that's going to be in the same place. And what did we call it? We called it, here we go. So we're going to do something similar here, of course, but instead of font, we're going to do 2. And we're going to do it on like 400. Okay. And let's change size after this. So let's put a breakpoint here, I guess here as well. Let's see what happens. Okay. And the procedure entry point inflate validate could not be located in the dynamic link library. So it could be that TTF font uses an older version of the. Okay, so what I could do to mitigate this is maybe TTF font is like an older version, so I'll copy those first because I overwrite the values. And let's try again. Yes. Build clean. Did I do that? Yeah. Does it delete it? I don't know. Oh. It's actually 11. Anyways. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure I don't add the wrong DLL. Let's just saw some warnings. Okay. Good. So that fixed it. So we're going to render font. Failed to load font. Why did it fail? Library not initialized. Okay. That's a good question. Okay. What we could do is do static and maybe int init TTF equals to TTF underscore init. There. This will run the first time you start the program, and then it should work, I hope. And it will only run once. Okay, okay. Interesting. So it worked without any hitches. No errors. Okay.
A few moments later.
What did I end up doing wrong? Well, technically, I forgot to do this. Of course, because we need to set the size, which we have up here. If you want a bigger one, if you want bigger sizes fonts, you might want to do it here. And you'll have to change this value, these values as well. And the second error was, or the whole error was, is that I never actually changed X. So all the letters were going to be drawn at X0 and Y0. And so when you draw text, everything is going to be 0. So to see what exactly and how exactly I was doing it wrong, I ended up, here, let me show you. I ended up adding a simple function calling the draw function, which we hid it, or yeah, we hid in the previous tutorial. We hid that so that you can't just draw the whole thing. So in this case, I wanted it. So when I draw it now, and I call this function with the location, it draws the whole sprite sheet. So this is basically what we made. Now let's see what it looks like when we draw the text. So when we go back to here, main, instead of doing it like this, you can now see that it works. Although I haven't tested it yet. Yeah. Hello world. So now let's test changing the size. So 12 is a little bit small, so let's do set size. Let's do like, what is it? 30 maybe? It could be that it's too big, but we'll see. There we go. Hello world. Although you can see, we have our 2 dots. Here it's a semicolon. Although maybe it is a semicolon here as well in the text. It is a semicolon. Okay, never mind. It looks good, right? So let's remove this because we don't need it anymore. And I'll go and remove it from here as well. And that's it for TTF font. It's relatively simple. It's basically rendering our sprite sheet or our font sheet on the fly so that we can use it later. Yeah, if you have questions, post them in the comments, and let's see what our next tutorial is about. What was it? Our next tutorial. Yeah. Our next tutorial is going to be an asset manager. So we're going to be creating more and more assets, like our sprite sheet, our image, our fonts, and later, I don't know, other things. So we're going to create a asset manager to handle it. So when we load in a map, instead of loading in the assets every time, we can look into our library and say, hey, we already have it loaded, and just use that instead of reloading it. So, see you guys next time.